buy houses of ours on it.
So we all got together, man.
Happy Labor Day weekend. Watch,
we made it.
Watch for the whole hour or you do not get your deposit back. I am Bill McCuddy. This is Bridget LeRoy.
And no Patrick today.
Patrick is not feeling well on Labor Day weekend. This is the day that his sponsorship check was due, so he has what's called sponsor fever.
Yes.
He's not
he
feeling
had a doctor's
well.
appointment.
He's not feeling well.
Anyway, but we've got a great lineup without Patrick.
We have an amazing.
We don't need him.
No. And Labor Day is technically the end of the summer. This is, but we got screwed this year, didn't we? It's like there's less summer. How come Labor Day is so early this year?
That's true. It is.
This is what September. I call a lop year. They lopped off like a week of it, and I blame Biden. No.
Like a lop year instead of a leap year.
Yes.
Very clever.
I think so.
That might be the cleverest thing you've ever said. So,
oh my God.
How has your summer been? I mean, what are some of the things that you...
The more salient question is, what a summer we've had here at LTV and on Sun TV and wherever you're watching this on YouTube around the world. We're huge in Zimbabwe. No.
Wait, but speaking
everybody wants to know about the Hamptons.
But speaking of YouTube and being huge, two of our guests, Bob and Paula Schiff, are going to be on talking about their unconventional journey through Thailand. So we're going to be with them in a minute.
Aren't they supposed to go to Palm Beach? You're here and then in the summer, and then you go to Palm Beach in the winter.
Snowbirds.
Why are they off that program?
They're Thai birds.
We also have the powwow happening at Shinnecock.
Oh, yeah.
That mysterious place you drive by all year long where you can get a lobster roll or a pot. But now inside of all that...
And moccasins. Don't forget the shoe wear. It's awesome.
Yeah,
but I love
they probably don't sell a single moccasin, and we're going straight to cancel culture now.
No, they're great. I have friends from the Shinnecock Nation, and I'm really pleased that they continue this tradition of bringing their culture to other people. I just don't even know what
I smoke cigars with the elders. It's not a peace pipe, but it's lovely, and that's at Main Prospect. Our friends in Southampton, Ben Douglas, who has a private cigar club there, and much of what gets decided on the Shinnecock Nation, this will stun you, happens in that room, a smoke-filled room, just like an old political scene.
Were you just there, by the way, because
he's a
little redolent of cigar smoke today.
But in the meantime, I want to show some artwork that one of our very talented, all this hour, we're going to be thanking LTV and talking about some of the great people behind the scenes. And one of them is quite an artist. And look at this.
Esly Escobar, who was... has a book out now of his artwork, and he's been a featured artist at Southampton Arts Center for an entire year, by the way.
By the way, isn't that the scramble name when you go to the movies? It says Escobar, and you have to put it back together, and it's like somebody else's name. No, that's him. That's his art right back there.
He is incredible, and we're so pleased that he's part of our amazing team back there, especially when I'm feeling kind of like waxing nostalgic at the end of the summer. Thanks, Esly. We love you.
While you're waxing, also, we have big news about one of the other behind-the-scenes folks here.
Oh, yeah.
We talked to Jason Nauer, who is a director, producer, has made a lot of Netflix specials, and he and Chaz Palminteri got together. Chaz Palminteri wrote a play that became a very famous Robert De Niro Broadway movie. Oh, look, the art actually moves. How expensive is that? Wow, I can't afford that.
Bill, nothing's moving.
Right.
It's just you.
Okay.
But
it's
anyway,
me and low res.
But yeah, so they premiered it, I guess, at Tribeca.
Yeah.
Is that right, Jay?
They had a De Niro con.
Yep, De Niro con.
De Niro con.
And now it's very exciting that the movie is going to be part of the lineup. Can I break this? At Lisbon Tribeca. So
Tribeca has decided to open a franchise in Lisbon.
And Portugal.
Because that's what De Niro does with those Nobus. They just open all over. So now this is going to be an extension of the Tribeca Film Festival, and it's going to Lisbon. Who knows why?
It's
probably
really
some
exciting.
tax dodge.
Yes.
And he's part of that movie premiering there. So
it's
very,
wonderful.
very exciting.
So,
we should explain just briefly.
Yeah.
It was a movie. Then so many people. Then he started doing it, Chaz, around the world as a one-man show, which is how it started, which is what De Niro saw. Oh, the movie was before the one-man.
Come here, get on camera and tell us.
Oh, no, that's what I said. It was a play.
Oh, okay.
Then it was a movie. Then he went back to doing it as a play.
No, you're right.
And
I was
then
just mishearing you.
he called. Chaz is up late one night and watching Netflix. And,
we're really a show.
Maybe, and says, I want that guy, Jason Nauer, and his production company. They met. They shot it at The where?
We shot it at.
Come here. Come
Yeah,
here. So
come in.
you're not
So
just.
we shot at the Paramount. There we go.
Hi.
So hey everybody.
This all worked
Jason
so
Nauer.
well in rehearsal.
No, it works.
There's
So
no
it's
rehearsal.
Yeah.
So we shot at the Paramount in Huntington.
Paramount in Huntington.
Right.
And that was over the course of about 4 days.
One of those big, giant movie, like real, like theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a lot
With a
of fun.
stage and the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah.
after
That's
the
so
stage.
great.
No, it was a lot of fun, and we and then afterwards we
Silly.
edited. I think we edited it for like
In the winter, apparently.
in the winter. We edited in the winter. I had to go and forge through many feet of snow.
If you've just joined us, it's Weekend Live in December.
It isn't.
And
It's-
this is
it's
our
Labor Day
holiday
weekend.
show. We're doing them all. We're doing all year the specials in one weekend.
Compressed into a diamond of a show.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, and we edited in his house. Like over the course of 6 months, we were like every Sunday we'd go up to his house for like Sunday dinner, and
Nice
also
place?
yeah,
I bet.
Westchester.
He's got Bronx Tale money.
Yeah. Also, he has a signed pair of boxing gloves from Muhammad Ali.
What?
Yeah.
I bought those too. Yeah, come on. We all went to
right.
eBay that day, and I
Well,
guess we all
Jason
got
Nauer,
one.
congratulations.
All right, Jason, congratulations.
See you in Lisbon.
Chaz Palminteri making him a filmmaker, and
Yeah.
Jason's one of the other very talented people here. that's
Everybody's
taken
really
off.
talented here.
And where are we now? I have no idea. Oh, we're at the we're at the Academy Awards. I thought we were at the convention. Mr. Speaker,
No, none of that, please.
I'd like to thank the little people, and then
But wait
20
a minute,
years
let's-
ago you could
before we
make a
go to
bunch
our-
of short people jokes, but you can't do that anymore.
Bill, before we go to our first guest, let's talk a little bit about the summer summary.
Yeah, this is what we learned. We learned that we had Arthur and Sons on from Bridgehampton.
yeah.
If you
Joe
haven't
is a
been
dork.
there, it's a red sauce, really fun place that's not good to go with 2 people. I mean, it's fine, but you're going to take a lot of food home, so bring a Brinks truck.
Yeah, we were lucky because he brought food for us, and it was so good.
But if
Oh
you
my
go with
gosh.
like 10 people, it's incredibly reasonable, and you sit outside if you can or in, and it's just that space, which has been many things on the pike there in Bridgehampton, has really come to life now under Chef Joe and this very
that's great.
popular Brooklyn restaurant called Arthur and Sons that decided to open out here. And the reason we want to talk about him, there's the logo. The reason we want to talk about him also.
Because we want him to come back on and bring us more food.
Also, there's the food. It's really good. I mean, it's
really
red
good.
sauce taken to a new height. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's Rayo's. It's the Rayo's you can get into.
Yeah.
The other places, along with Arthur and Son, that we talked about this summer, we met Jorge, the fantastically
From
talented
Maidstone.
guy from Maidstone.
That was
LVDH,
wonderful. And they brought us like a seafood tower. Do you
Yeah.
remember that? That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, and then we lit it on fire and did a little tribute to the Towering Inferno. We didn't
but
do that. But,
I love when chefs come on the show because they bring
They
us.
bring really
feed
good
me.
stuff.
They feed
And
me.
Jorge was delightful. And then finally, the folks at Cove Hollow, and we had many chefs on this summer, but we
Yes.
wanted to highlight these 3 for one simple reason. They are pop-ups, unlike some others I could mention, that are going to be here all year round.
Yep.
So
So if you
this
didn't get a
is-
chance during this busy time, you have more time to get
That's
into
right.
Arthur and Sons, Maidstone, Cove Hollow,
That's
and some of
right.
the other restaurants.
and I have no idea what's behind us now. Okay.
I don't know. A menu.
We also want to pat ourselves on the back. First of all, ARF came on a couple of times. The lovely folks, Kim Nichols from there and Jamie Berger, they brought animals to be adopted, and they got adopted. And we also had a new organization called Wags and Walks that
right.
Kate Zuckerman told us about and brought animals on, and they ran out of animals. So
we ran out of animals.
we were going to have them back on today with 2
Make
more
more
adoptables.
animals. Oh my gosh.
And you know what I wanted to talk about was the whole reason ARF got started, and the reason that something like Wags and Walks and Gimme Shelter with Michelle and what's the one that does
Southampton
the thing
Animal
at
Shelter, there's so
Sag
many.
Harbor that started in Central Park that has been on with those
I don't know.
unbelievable
I don't remember
organizations.
anything.
No dogs left behind.
No
No
dogs,
dogs
left behind.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. We do the show with a little help. We can't afford those IFBs that the networks have where
right.
they tell you in your ear, so
we just
people
have
just
people-
shout to
They
us
just yell
off
at
the
us.
air.
Yeah.
What's great about all of these organizations is they have made sure that, and No Dogs Left Behind is a perfect name, because ARF was started 50 years ago when
Yeah,
people
Sunny
would
Shotland.
adopt dogs
Yeah.
and leave them on the beaches and
Yep.
drive back to the city.
Yep.
and they would live in packs and run around, and some very wisely bought real estate. No, but
Those are the top dogs.
they were the top dogs, that's right.
Diamond dogs.
We will talk about that in the Real Estate Roundtable a little later in the show. So congratulations to them for running out of animals. That's amazing.
that's
I went to the
great.
ARF Bow Wow Meow Ball 2 weeks ago. They raised close to $1.5 million. Chuck Scarborough told a great story about losing a cat in his house. In his defense, he has 42 bedrooms, so it was
Not true. Not true.
but also we
They're
talked.
laughing in the booth.
We talked to the.
That's
If
always
I
a
can
good
make
thing.
one person laugh,
You do. You
I
need a
suck.
bunch. Yeah,
No.
exactly.
And finally, we talked Steve Hartman into staying. He's got Contessa Gallery.
Oh yeah, that's in
and
Southampton.
He has extended his season. He goes to Palm Beach,
Yes.
unlike our first guest in a moment, and he also goes to Cleveland and someplace else. Houston, maybe. Anyway,
sure.
he has a lot of galleries,
Yes,
and
but
we
he's
talked him into staying into September, maybe even to October.
And that's on
when-
Main Street, Southampton.
Yes.
Contessa Gallery.
Yes, October
really
for the
nice.
film festival, which we will also talk about in a minute. We have
yeah.
two brand new, one flashback movie or one throwback movie called La Bamba. We're going to talk about at the Sag Harbor Theater this weekend, and also a new movie called Slingshot with Casey Affleck that we're going to show you the trailer for. We also met the people behind the fashion show for something next month called The Tents.
Oh yeah, we did that. We did something like that
Agawam
last year
Park.
too.
Yeah.
And doesn't that support also Shinnecock or at least First Nations?
Indigenous largely,
designers.
although they welcome all, but indigenous designers that otherwise wouldn't get a chance for this kind of exposure. And that, of course, reminds us, as we said a minute ago, the powwow is this weekend in Shinnecock. You can go. It's all open. And
But if we told you everything that was going on this weekend, that is all this show would be. So just look it up. Use the Google. There's lots.
we
but
went
have
to
some
we had
things.
everybody from the Canoe Place Inn because in
Yes.
cottages they are
And they
one
have
of
the
our
lobster
sponsors.
boil this weekend.
They
right?
have
That's on
they have a
Sunday?
top chef coming
Yes.
from. I think we have a picture of her, but we'll
Is it
show it to
Nina
you on the next
Compton?
show. Nina Compton.
That's right.
And they're doing a lobster boil. That is on Labor Day, so if you're driving back to the city, it's from 4 to 8 o'clock. There's more at canoeplace.com. We went behind the scenes on all kinds of movies, including the premiere of Ends With Us. And we rode the ups and downs with some very professional realtors and Patrick McLaughlin
Yes, who's
in the Real
unfortunately
Estate
not feeling
Roundtable.
up to snuff.
We
We love
also
you, Patrick.
introduced you to the comedy of Tom Kelly, and we will do that again at the end of this show with another Hamptons-based with Patrick McLaughlin as his driver, his Bitterman, if you remember Arthur. And so that's mostly the show.
Okay, great.
I'm thrilled. Oh, Michael Clark's going to come on at the end and
Oh,
go.
yeah.
He runs
Well, no,
LTV.
but my friend Tia Greene
He's
is
going to
gonna
go,
be here as
oh, the
well."
humanity. Oh, what did I
But
do?
listen, what do we have? Do we have a weather report?
We
coming
do,
up?
but after the weather, who are you going to talk to?
I'll be talking to Paul and Baba Schiff. I got that wrong. Bob and Paula Schiff.
They go to
from
Thailand every
Unconventional
year instead
Journey.
of Riverhead.
Yes.
And
Well, they go to
they're
Riverhead.
spending all this weekend packing for Thailand. We'll learn about that, why they picked Thailand when they could have picked Peoria, and a lot more show. In fact, more show than we have time for. But in the meantime, what's going to happen on this long Labor Day weekend weather-wise? We have some chance to go to the movies. Here's a look at the weather.
This forecast is brought to you by sponsors like Canoe Place Inn and Cottages in Hampton Bays. Fine hospitality since 1697. More at canoeplace.com. And by Douglas Elliman Real Estate and the Elliman Insider with all the latest trends. More at elliman.com. And by the real estate financial expertise of the Melissa Cohn Group and William Ravis Mortgage. Let our family bring yours home. More at ravis.com. And by the James Lane Post, covering arts, culture, and lifestyles on the East End. More at jamesLanePost.com.
Hi, so we have Paula and Bob Schiff here from Springs and Bangkok. And we want to go to a little video they sent in to give an example of their YouTube channel, Unconventional Journey. Wow, what an adventure you guys have been on. This is amazing. So welcome. Tell me, like, how did you even decide to go to Thailand in the first place? You're in Springs, you're retired. What about Thailand made you guys go, wow, I really want to visit?
Well, I think the first time we were in Thailand was over 30 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a bit of history in Thailand and all of Southeast Asia, actually. And as we approach retirement, I didn't see going to Florida. You know, I mean,
It's a big
Florida's
difference.
kind of where the dinosaurs go to die.
Yeah, right.
We don't have family that's tying us to the States.
Right.
So, you know, we still have the house here. We like it out here.
Yeah.
We've been out here over 50 years.
Yeah.
But we needed something a little different. So we went over to Southeast Asia. The first choice was Bangkok. We also looked at Saigon.
Okay.
And,
So what about Bangkok won over Saigon? I think I know.
well, Bangkok is a,
I know you guys like to go out and listen to live music. Was it the music scene in
They have
Bangkok?
that in both.
yeah, I mean, all of, you know, everything exists in both. It's just that Bangkok gets to the next level.
Okay, that's great. So tell me a little bit about, so I know that Bob in particular has been going to Thailand for a long time, but what about you? What made you guys want to like really put down roots there?
Well, we've been talking about it and, we've both been back and forth, over the years. But 2019 was like a big year for us. We had to put our little dog Skipper down.
Oh, I remember Skipper.
You remember Skip?
Yeah.
And my mom, you remember Jean?
You didn't put Jean
no,
down.
but she would.
Jean would appreciate that joke, people.
She
Okay.
would, she's laughing.
Yeah.
So she passed away, and then we just decided that we were going to go to Thailand, and we were going to take a vacation,
Right.
and go check it out again and see if we liked it and if we wanted to spend more time there.
Yeah. And you
We
did.
did.
But then, but now you have this YouTube channel, Unconventional Journey, where you guys do these wonderful short videos about your adventures. And some of them are very funny, where you're like pretending to be spies or whatever. They're really fun, but they also give a really good overview of what's available in Thailand. You have maps, you have journey, and you did it on a motorcycle a lot of the time.
Right.
What made you want to chronicle your journeys?
Well, we bought the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time motorcycling there before we, bought our own bike. And, we were just doing so many cool things. It seemed like we should chronicle that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about it. I probably never took a video on my cell phone before. And we,
You wouldn't know it because they're very
But,
professionally done.
I did. I've always taken videos
Oh,
on my
okay.
cell phone.
Okay, yeah.
but that was about the extent.
Yeah, that was the extent of it. And then, we became friendly with some people who have big YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And they're in Thailand. And we just decided that we were going to, maybe do a little more. So we went out and bought a camera, and we bought
No,
a
one thing led to the
GoPro,
next.
and we bought a
drone?
360 camera, and we bought a drone. And,
Wow.
Bob loves his toys. So, we kind of had it
Boys
all.
and their toys.
Yep.
But
And then,
also, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's kind of like, it's not just about getting the message across, it's a really fun hobby to
It's
chronicle
really
your
fun,
journeys.
and that's really why we started doing it, and
Yeah.
to share it with friends and family back home.
Yeah.
We have friends. Go ahead, because you're going to probably want to know.
No, I was just thinking, I particularly like there's an episode that you have that really chronicles your food journey, like around and what you like I guess the street food and stuff like that.
It's all about the food. We travel on our stomachs.
So what are some of your favorite dishes there that you can like get? That what's the thing that you went, wow, this is so good?
Oh my God, there are
There's a
so many
lot,
of them.
I'm
I mean,
sure,
if you
yeah.
look at the hamburger of Thailand, it's called Pat Kapow.
Okay.
And it's a minced pork with Thai basil and really spicy.
Oh yeah.
Or even more than really spicy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the
Yeah.
killer dish. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's dozens
Noodle
of food.
soups, and the more I stay there, the more we stay there, the spicier we like it.
Right.
But
But now you also went off of Thailand. Didn't you go to Taipei? Or
we
where
went
was
to Taiwan. Last
Taiwan,
year
right.
we went back because it's still rainy
That's what I meant,
season
Taiwan.
in September.
Yes.
In Thailand, it's still rainy season. So we flew back, and a few days later we hopped on a plane and went over to Taiwan.
Wow.
And we
that's
spent like
amazing.
5 weeks there, and then a typhoon was headed right for the city that we were in.
Oh no.
So we hopped in the car, drove 4 hours back to Taipei, and flew back to
You
Bangkok.
did. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So where do you see this kind of going? Are you looking forward to doing some more videos when you guys go back
Oh,
next
yeah.
week?
Well, Bob's been editing, and we've been putting out videos here.
Yeah.
And in fact, we're doing one here now of the Hamptons to show our friends back there.
That's so
So
good.
we're going to hopefully post that shortly after we get back. Bob's
That's
got
so
a
We
lot
haven't
of-
even
Bob's
started
got
to
a lot
edit
of
it. We've got a
editing
lot
to
of
do
travel.
on that one.
You got a
go
lot
back.
to do.
Yeah.
How long
Yeah.
does it take to get there from here?
It's about 14 and a half hours to Dubai, and then it's about another 6.5 to Bangkok, and you get a couple hour layover in
It's
between.
not bad.
It's
Yeah,
not bad.
no, it's
you
not.
got to be really committed to want to go there, though.
Well, we
Yeah.
fly business class, so
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
you know, it's,
So it's
okay.
lovely. I'm
it's
sure
not
it's
bad. I catch up
wonderful.
on all the old movies.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Paula and Bob, it's so great having you. You guys are wonderful, and this is a really wonderful, kind of fun, educational, unconventional journey on YouTube for anybody who's interested in Thailand and retirement. Go there and visit. Now I'm going to take you to a film that is showing this weekend, Slingshot with Casey Affleck.
Hello, John. You are aboard the spacecraft Odyssey 1.
So I don't know if you heard, but I'll be leaving town soon. 1.5 billion miles. No big deal.
We're awake. Good.
Is hibernation affecting you at all?
Gentlemen, we have been in space for nearly 2 years.
It's incredible.
We are on our way to Titan.
Titan.
It's the most Earth-like world we can reach. But to get there, we'll need Jupiter's gravity for a speed boost.
You have 2 more hibernation cycles before the slingshot.
Houston, we have a situation.
The impact represents no real danger.
What if the whole system is compromised? If we attempt a slingshot, we get blasted into deep space.
The drugs used to induce hibernation can produce side effects.
You understand me now.
She's not here on the ship.
I know that. If sometimes
Including confusion and disorientation.
you see that I'm mad.
Your imagination is playing a cruel trick on you.
How do you know this? But I'm just
Everything around us is screaming, turn around! And you're about to blast us even further into space.
Warning, warning, system overload.
Deletion!
I'm just a soul.
You're sending us all to die!
Flying into the light is a survival instinct. The best escape route tends to be towards the light.
Oh, Lord, please don't let me.
Be misunderstood.
Wow. So that's
He
opening.
didn't know it.
Opening today.
What I didn't know was apparently when you go to that movie, they show you the end of Buckaroo Banzai first. We told them they could do anything. Peter, if you're
God.
watching this, Peter Weller, who was also RoboCop, is a
Yes.
really good friend of mine, and has actually seen this show once that I'm aware of.
Oh,
So
really? What
you
did he
got a
do?
little-
Did he write and
he
say
got a
they
little
gave you
cameo.
another show?
He got a little cameo, I guess. They didn't know that in the other room
That's
anyway.
great. Well, listen, we're back, and we're here with my good friend Tia Greene, who is a transformational curator of amazing experiential wellness events.
Tia Greene Granger, and she's going to be doing a restorative weekend next weekend, not this one. So if you're debauched after a long summer and you need a restoration weekend, this is it. Tell us about it.
This is it. It's a true spiritual cleansing. And I felt really inspired by my trip out west, I had a beautiful retreat in carefree Arizona called Savannah. And I was just so inspired by everyone there. And I said, you know what, I would love to take this to the Hamptons. So since there's so much going on this summer, you know, moms, I know you guys are in it. Dads can come too. Men can come if they would love to.
Oh, good. It's not a women's retreat.
It can.
Good.
I'm open to anyone coming that feel called to go to it because it's very intentional.
Oh, cool.
So it's
Men don't really need much restorative mental
Yes,
health.
they do. Well, they're the ones who keel over at 50 with a heart attack. So don't listen to this guy.
So let's talk about this. It's more about being aligned with yourself. You know, discovering the power of your mind, body, heart, and soul. I mean, do you have a heart?
Some days. She doesn't think so.
Okay.
I was in advertising for years, so I have no backbone. But
we can restore that for you. That's why it's called Restorative Week.
Where do these things
So tell us a little bit about this. Where is it taking place?
So it's taking place at the Satori House off of Division Street. So if you know where the new, like Jenny's vegan hot dog, like nut hot dogs.
He's not going to know anything about vegan. But
okay. Well, it's right near there, and the falafel place is right there.
Oh, I
so,
love that. Yeah. Okay.
So
That's wonderful.
Local love.
Yeah.
So the Satori House is a sacred space, and I really wanted it to be there because it's called Sacred Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And a sacred Soulful Sunday Part 1 and 2, and we have amazing facilitators that will be there. So Sharon Daphner Bakes is an energy healer on the east end of Long Island. So she's going to talk about your chakras and
Healing in the Hamptons. We had her on our January show.
Right. So is this something a group of people can do in a big room with the right guidance, like get in touch with their chakra and get in touch on an individual basis in a room of
of 9 people. I only want 9 people, and right now we have about 6 spots left on Saturday, 7 spots on Sunday, and then 9 the following weekend.
So if somebody wants to book, how do they find out about this, Tia?
They're going to email to retreats, plural, @libapr.com.
Liebe, like,
so
Liebe like love, like in German. So it's retreats at liebepr.com.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about your day job, because you have a PR firm.
I do have it's very intentional PR firm called Liebe, which means love in German. And we curate experiences for our clients from the culinary aspect, travel, wellness, and we also do things with the Sag Harbor Chamber of Commerce. So Harborfest is coming up. I have to drop that in. That's in 2 weeks, September 14th and 15th.
But it's so interesting because I've known you for a long time. You're a very spiritual person.
Yes.
But what sort of dropped you into being a PR? I mean, there's a lot of spiritual people out there, you know, people who are yogis and who are, you know, shaman and everything, and they need PR because they come out of
But the last thing they do is think about PR.
Yeah,
it's
of
not
course.
their thing.
So how did you kind of drop into being a voice for these people to kind of get them the clientele and to hook up people who need healing with healers?
Long story short, I found myself in Germany when I was 17 years old. I was on top of the Alps, and I saw this beautiful town, and I told my German teacher, I said, can we go there? She said, it's not on the schedule. So I convinced the class to go, so we all went together, and everyone in town said, we are so grateful that you came, because we haven't had any tourists in like a year.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I decided, like, I would love to be a voice of hidden gems. So we can easily create a platform so people can shine and we can celebrate them. So fast forward to 2012, that's when I launched Liebe PR. So she is 12 years old. And let's backtrack to 2020 when I really started diving deep into retreats. Because of, I call it the grace period, COVID. So many people were locked up and a lot of things were happening.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about what happened to our psyche during that in terms of chakras and self-image, and a lot of people just sort of lost it for a little while.
They did, and I feel like a lot of other people now, like sound bowl healing, we're gonna have that at our retreat.
Now what is that?
Oh.
Sound bowl,
you have to come.
It's amazing. It's like having gongs and sounds, and you just lie there and you just heal from hearing these vibrations and feeling the frequencies.
Beckenball.
Edwina Beckenball.
From that Steve Martin.
Yeah, Richard, what was his name, the actor? Richard Libertini.
Richard Libertini.
Pulled that one out of my ass.
Boom.
Sorry, but
I don't know if I was born yet for that one.
Edwina Beckenball. I love that movie.
This digression is brought to you by Canoe Place Inn and Cottages. Fine hospitality since 1697.
Back with Tia Granger.
Isabel DeGrange is amazing. It's called Breath Nation. So that's her company, and she's partnering up with us for this. Laura Rubin, she's an amazing soul from All's Creative. So we're going to actually have journaling too, like mindful journaling.
Oh. So this is a wonderful, and how long is each day? I mean, people are coming from
it's
when
from
to
10
when?
to 4.
Okay.
It's a good time. It's a good time to like take a daily dose of self-care.
Yeah.
You go in on a
especially
Saturday.
after the summer.
Meditation a big component of this as well?
So meditation is right when we start meditating. Then we're going to talk about the chakras. Then of course nourishing lunch.
Yay.
So farm to table experience. We're going to have to, you got to eat really good food so we nourish you. And then after that we're going to
Good
have
farm. It's a good farm.
A good
it's not
farm.
Like Cloverland. It's like a green farm.
We're going to get some things from Serene Green.
Let me ask you a serious question. Do we all breathe wrong or improperly or
Okay,
incorrectly?
so I will say yes. Because
we're still here.
We're still breathing, but I'll put it this way. In June, when I was at Savannah, Veronica Lynn Clark, she totally changed my life by doing breath work. I've not had coffee in 72 days.
Yeah.
What?
I know. She came out of it like that. And I have to
Just
say
like
that,
that.
when I was at Omega and I was doing something with someone named Marin Azoff who does vocal transformation, but it's a lot of breath work, I came out and I haven't had pork since then. I don't know why. It just suddenly came out and I was like,
the
I can't touch
expansion of
that
your
anymore.
brain. Coffee. And I would drink 5 cups a day.
Yeah, she was a little, she spoke even faster than me, and you know that's hard to do, so.
I calmed down.
Yeah.
So now I do breath work every day, and I wanted to bring it to people on the East End, like in the Hamptons, the North Fork, come on over. And I feel like it's time. It's time to really breathe. It's time to really get in tune with yourself and reflect with writing.
You know what else it's time for?
What?
Come back to coffee.
I know.
I can
This
smell
brought to
the
you by
aroma.
Starbucks. in
You know
Richmond.
what? I've got something very interesting to say about that, which maybe you'll explore one day. If you treat coffee like plant medicine, like cacao, and you only have a cup, just black coffee every once in a while just to feel the beans. I know poor McCuddy's like, what are these ladies talking about? But if you do that.
How about those Mets?
Yeah, how about them Bengals? But yeah, if you treat it like that, because I had a year off coffee, but I came back to it using it as kind of a sacred
Yeah, they're
practice.
saying it has some medicinal value,
Oh, it
but you're
does.
saying if you're doing 5 a day and you can go
that's
breathe and not do that anymore, that was a game changer for you.
It was a game changer, and it made me, it's more awakening. So now I'm doing more herbal teas that's not caffeinated.
Right.
And this is something that I feel like if you really feel called, that you want to align better with yourself, and there's things about you that you just want to explore more, restorative weekend is for you.
In a perfect weekend, in a perfect world, in that restorative weekend, how would you come in and how would you go out? What do you think we could see as sort of a transformation?
Within that person's journey, they come in and they really feel like, you know what, I want to meditate more. They'll get into practice of meditating, or I want to journal more. They'll get into practice of journaling, or just breathing more. You'll breathe more. So I feel like your own personal journey, whatever you want to be better at, come. Let's help you explore. Let's help you like unblock what you have going on. That's
No
what
pork,
I feel.
no coffee being served, and it's about getting back in touch with who you are and restoring your well-being.
Yes, your daily dose of
Do I
wellness.
have that? Do I have the heart? I forget.
I don't
You
know.
have the brain.
Can you imagine?
The mind's there. The body's there. We
Can
gotta
you
get the
imagine if
soul.
McCuddy, my partner here, went to one of these things and came out all kind of like, I feel filled with intention and grace.
Join us next
Ask me
Saturday.
if I like
Saturday.
He'd be the one snoring. No, I'm kidding. But I think this is fantastic, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad that you're following your bliss and doing what you love. And you also work with your marketing, helping these people who, who have different energy healing and stuff like that, helping them get clients.
Yes, and by curating experiences for them, because it's not just what you see on social all day long, right?
Right.
It's about embodying and actually coming and meet the person, the expert itself.
Now, I have to just say one thing
She's
about
like the
Tia.
real Emily in Paris.
Yes, she is, exactly. Well, I have to say one thing that I know that's very interesting about you. Tell people where you live when you're up here.
So I live on a boat.
Oh.
Tell how long is your boat?
It's 47.
47 feet. That's a nice boat.
It's nice.
It
It's
is
enough for myself, my husband, and Captain Levi, our dog.
Very cute little Italian greyhound.
That's how smart the dog is. It drives the boat.
And he
Why am I Regis all of a sudden?
Does he meditate?
He meditates with me every morning. I wake up
Yeah?
at 6, I go on the deck, and he's there. He does his dog pose, and he sits while I meditate.
I love it.
Wow. So you come to the restorative weekend, you stop coffee, you don't pork, and you move on to a boat.
Yep.
I can't wait.
So discover the power of your mind, heart, body, and soul. And to contact, to get on the list, you can go to retreats at liebepr.com. And you can look Tia up online, Tia Greene.
Tia
with
Greene
the
Granger. She's a
Tia
power
Greene Granger.
a power Granger.
I'm a Power Ranger.
Power Granger.
Oh, Power
See what we did there? You're the PR person.
Yeah,
Do I
you're
have to
right,
write
right.
everything?
Yes, you do. You do.
For immediate release for the next 2 weekends, not this Labor Day weekend. By the way, if you just joined us, this is Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now. You missed Thailand, but we're here talking about restorative weekends, and we were so happy to have Tia Greene Granger.
Feel honored. Thank you so much for
Thank
inviting.
you.
I
It's
really
so great
appreciate
We're
it.
coming to the boat.
Totally. Anytime.
We're leaving now.
Okay, let's go.
Just run some more of that buckaroo bonsai. Hey, in the meantime, what's it going to be?
What's it going to be like?
I feel like Albert Brooks. I say it here, it comes out
Oh,
there.
I love that movie. That's my other favorite.
Oh, that's the great. How'd they get a camera in there? Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
I love it so much.
It's cloudy in there, but let's take a look at what the weather this weekend is going to be like.
This forecast is brought to you by sponsors like Canoe Place Inn and Cottages in Hampton Bays. Fine hospitality since 1697. More at canoeplace.com. And by Douglas Elliman Real Estate and the Elliman Insider with all the latest trends. More at elliman.com. And by the real estate financial expertise of the Melissa Cohn Group and William Ravis Mortgage. Let our family bring yours home. More at ravis.com. And by the James Lane Post, covering arts, culture, and lifestyles on the East End. More at jamesLanePost.com.
Year 2000. America is a vast speedway. People line the streets to witness the greatest drivers on earth in a race from sea to shining sea.
This is a death race.
You finish first, or not at all. Death Race 2000. Every car a deadly weapon. Every spectator a potential point. It's a cross-country road wreck, and the traffic is murder.
Who are you anyway?
Best driver on earth.
I don't want you to die.
He was built by the world's finest surgeons to drive the fastest car ever designed.
If you just joined us, that was obviously live footage of 27 this Labor Day weekend when it's bumper to bumper. I'm killing in the other room.
Yeah, they just love you back there.
I would say that we lost control of the show, but we never really had it, did we?
No,
we were never ever in charge.
It's
it
a group
was
effort,
always.
people.
And the man responsible for hiring all of those people and hiring us and making this a TV show we call Weekend Live, the Hamptons Now.
Michael Clark.
Michael Clark,
well, this is the
executive
best
director.
part of our week.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
stop it.
Really, because it's the worst part of ours.
No. We love being here. We love doing the show. We couldn't have a sweeter executive director person.
Well, thank you very
than
much. But you guys bring some joy and merriment to.
Listen, it
much
didn't
needed
start
to
that
LTV.
way. It didn't start that way. We couldn't talk to one another. No, it was.
Do you remember what happened when we had Michael on last year?
No.
That's when we discovered that we could drop the F-bomb as much as we
because
wanted.
I did, yes.
Yeah, on the show, and then we just went off the rails.
We follow the leadership here at LTV.
We do. We do what they tell us to do. But anyway, Michael, you've had just an incredible summer here. Before we talk about going forward,
Yeah, we talked about our summer summary, but
Yeah.
yours is even more impressive.
what are some of the highlights of LTV this summer?
Man, there was a lot. I
There
mean,
sure was.
I'm a rock and roll guy.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So we had Corky Lang and Simon Kirk and some Kerry Carney and some great local acts like Indy Eaton and things like that I really enjoyed. And then we had the Hamptons Summer Showcase with the cabaret.
Tova and all those cabaret
that's-
performers.
Right. The last one's tomorrow on Saturday.
And you had Dan Weldon and all of that as well with the film that Jody put together.
Printiganza.
that Jason
it was.
and-
There was a lot going on. I mean,
And we made some money one weekend. We had a little auction. And
we
we
did.
had a little
And
show.
thank you for your help on that.
Nah, it was big fun.
So
really, really,
much.
really. This is, I say it all the time, I make jokes about the tin box that's keeping property values down in Sagaponack, and for that you are loved. But the truth is, anything, and we prove this every week, they will do anything that they think is a good idea. And last summer, we sat down and in 5 seconds, basically, we said, we would just like to come on every weekend and talk about what's going on. And you said,
Live.
approved.
Yeah, amazing.
The giant rubber stamp that just comes out, and
It is really wonderful. Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of public access, right? I don't have to worry about advertisers. I don't have to worry about sponsors and
right.
people.
We have a couple of those, but
well, I'm just saying we don't really need to
Right.
worry about pissing someone off.
Right.
Right.
So it's you know, it was a no-brainer having you guys.
No, pissing people off is our job.
Yeah.
That's
Not my job.
And we're good at it.
I make him think that it's our job, but it's really just his job. I don't do it.
As you say, you're the eye candy.
I'm the eye candy, exactly.
Wait, what?
But yeah, sorry. But Michael, but this weekend, Labor Day weekend, how is LTV going out of the summer with a bang?
Well, we do. We have Christina
One more songbook,
and
right?
Andreas on Saturday, but no, you know what? Sunday and Monday,
Nice and quiet.
Yeah,
Guys
nice and
get a
quiet,
little
yeah.
time off. And going into the fall, what are some big things that are going? Does Josh Gladstone have anything going on?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, Josh is, you know, a big part of everything that happens here in terms of
Creative director. He was at Guildhall before. And,
yeah.
20 years, yeah, and he's doing a great job here, and you know, we're just so happy to have him. But the big thing for us coming up is the Hampton Festival of Music, which comes in on the 3rd to start rehearsing. That's a 43-piece orchestra.
Oh.
The
Remember, they were rehearsing when we were recording,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
do I have a tumor? I hear music. I was really
They have
worried.
a lot of government underwriting here, but not enough for soundproofing.
Yeah, apparently
That is
not,
true.
yeah. But that's great, a 43-piece orchestra, classical music?
classical music, and you know, it's orchestrated by Michael Palmer, Maestro
Mm-hmm.
Michael Palmer, and it's but 43 cream of the crop from across the country.
Yeah.
So they come here. This will be their 3rd year coming, and very limited seating, but it's really an up close and personal with the orchestra.
Now, if I recall correctly, last year you could buy a ticket to everything and come to as like it's a weekend, but you had like a pass that got you into everything. Is that the way it's going to be done again this year?
That's the way it's going to be.
You can also come to individual things.
You can, yeah.
But it's ticketed. Mostly people came like a Deadhead concert for classic music and just like
It is, yes.
hung here.
That's fantastic. It's really
Dead
fun.
Head
And do they have, I think last year he had some like rock star violinist coming or something. Are there any special standouts from the festival?
You know, there are in the classical world, not to my.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the other events that are going on before the end of the year?
Oh man, there's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it just continues. Not as much, obviously, as the summer.
You heard it here first, people. There's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, I mean, on our website, ltveh.org, we have it all listed out there. But there's more East End Undergrounds. There's a couple more cabaret type of shows. We got a few holiday shows, and then we got plays. There's a one-woman show on with Ingrid Griffin, who does a great Shirley Chisholm. You know, and her.
Yeah.
So that's
You know the one thing you don't want to hear at a one-woman show? At this performance, the part of.
Well, I want to change the timbre here for a minute and ask you about the roof.
Yes.
Now, let me just give a little background. The roof here at LTV needs to be replaced.
Oh, we're not paying enough
There's-
attention. Oh, we're in Ice Age now. And that's
I'm not
starting
sure
to
if
melt.
that's actually it,
Not
but
Ice Age.
it is raining and everything. And
We need a roof.
yes, and Michael put it out there, and someone came in with a huge check and paid for the whole thing, right?
What?
not
Did
yet.
that happen?
See, that didn't happen. So
That
we
bounced.
need people.
That bounced, and we know who you are, and we're coming to your house.
We're coming to you.
And you
No,
know what
but-
we're going to do? We're going to repossess your roof.
Yeah,
How
but,
do you
the,
like
but,
that?
but the point
Bring it
is that no money dropped from the sky, and this is a real dire situation. There are leaks. There are pans holding dripping water.
There are.
Poor
I mean-
Jason and Jody are running around with taking off their T-shirts and sticking them in the wall. It's terrible. It's mayhem.
Jed
So-
Clampett is living in one corner,
Yeah,
and
it's
so
just-
it's really kind of the bayou back there.
Sometimes-
is,
yeah,
it is.
so it is a dire situation. So what can people do to help out?
Well, we have a GoFundMe. We have a GoFundMe page where they can go, and people have started donating to that, and we thank you very much for that.
5013C, so everything is complete
C3.
tax
Everything's,
deduct-
yeah, tax
deductible.
Dyslexic,
deductible.
it's a C3.
You know, I have to say Fred
What's it
Thiel.
called?
501c3, not 3C. You said 3C. You always say 3C.
Okay,
It's okay. C3. 3C.
You know what I need is spell check when I speak.
Yes,
is,
you
is that a
do.
thing? I need like an AI thing.
If
that
I just
does.
smack you, will it work? I
Hello,
can just smack
Bridget.
you.
Bridget. It would be like an automatic thing that would happen.
Anyway, but so they can go to the ltveh.org site and see a donate button.
Yeah,
and
and-
please help out because we need the roof.
We
Can't
need
We
the
do,
roof. The roof is all
because
fresco.
he raises the roof every summer and blows it off, and then it's got to be repaired.
Yeah, it's all Michael's
So it's a
fault.
thing.
But that all sounds really, that's something that really needs to be done so you can continue to offer the great.
What's a roof cost?
Well, we've had 4 estimates, and everybody thinks that they come in and do better, but it's up around 230,000, 250,000.
Wow.
And how short are you of the goal?
240,000.
We really need your help, folks.
This has just turned into a Labor Day telethon. If you've just joined us, this man is not going home until your dollars start pouring in.
In Michael's defense, he did not know that I was going to bring that up. But I know that I have been involved with LTV for 40 years, and I know that it's a wonderful, wonderful hub of creativity that we have lucky enough to have in the town of East Hampton. It's not all galas and celebrities, but it's real, and it employs local people. And please, please donate. Thank you.
This man is a part-time dentist. He pulls teeth to get money out of people, and we have a little something we're going to do next month, which is a tribute that we did last year that was very successful to the Hamptons International Film Festival.
Nice.
And I think I can reveal that Anne Chesson, who is stepping down, this will be sort of her big send-off, is going to join us for that. We're going to meet some of the filmmakers.
And we're doing a full hour.
We're going to do an hour on that as a part of a special Air Hamptons with Bridget and Bill. Another thing that we produce here that runs on WLIW and Montauk to
Manhattan, just about.
Yeah,
right.
Just
worldwide.
Yes.
Online.
So is there any new stuff that you're planning? Anything new in the hopper for LTV?
No, I mean, pretty much the things that we have been doing. You know, now we sit down, we threw a lot of stuff against the wall, see what sticks, and now it's time for us to sit down and see what worked, what didn't work, what people want.
I'm guessing Fiddler on the Roof is out of the question until we get the new roof. Just a thought.
Hey, that would be a really good fundraiser, Fiddler on the Roof for the roof.
Hey, speaking of music, you are a big fan of, your life was kind of like the Nick Hornsby High Fidelity. You had a store, right?
I did.
Yeah, and
Nick Hornsby. My friend Amanda Greene wrote the Broadway musical of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that, or I wouldn't have brought it up. No, I'm kidding. What are the odds we could tell a story that had some celebrity connection to Bridget LeRoy?
Get me my name drop jar. Anyway.
There's a motion picture. They're doing I think it's the 50th anniversary of or something this weekend at Sag Harbor, and it is the great
La Bamba.
La Bamba. And if you've never seen this is a perfect one to take kids to.
Oh, it's
I
so
think.
great.
Watch,
Well,
there'll be some
except,
crazy sex.
I mean,
in it, but
spoiler alert, it's about Richie Valens.
Richie
and,
Valens.
he dies in a plane crash with Buddy Holly.
Well, I don't
and
think
Big Bopper.
all people going to it would have known that until you. Let's see if it's
Sorry
in
if I ruined it, but
Let's
come
see. Let's see if it's in the trailer. Here's, I think, maybe a little bit of 2001: A Space Odyssey and then La Bamba. But here's, I'm pretty sure this is going to be La Bamba with Richie Valens.
Her name is Barbarella, and she makes science fiction something else. Jane Fonda is Barbarella. Barbarella is a 5-star, double-rated astronavigatrix Earth girl whose specialty is
Love.
Shall I tell you what I would like?
I think I know.
her top secret mission is a real wing dinger.
I got him.
In 1957, Ricardo Valenzuela had his family, his talent,
and ball tonight.
and a dream.
Rock and roll.
Come on, baby, just rock.
Look at my Richie. He's shining like a star.
I really dig your music, and I'd like to record it.
Oh, Richie, I'm so happy.
By 17,
Your professional name? Richie Valens.
he was a star.
I love you, Donna. You know, I'm still gonna marry you one of these days.
With 3 hits on the charts.
Holly is lining up a plane to fly us on to Fargo tonight. Hey, come on, let's go!
But one tragic night in 1959, his star fell.
Not Richie! Richie!
This summer, it rises again. Columbia Pictures presents La Bamba.
Necesito una boca de gracia para mi partida y arriba.
The legend of Richie Valens. A true story. La Bamba.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
He was 17.
But there's Jane Fonda.
No, but listen, that was Los Lobos doing the music.
Right.
It was fantastic, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, but there was a baby-faced Brian Setzer from the Stray Cats in that shot. This is a great movie. I'm so happy that they're doing this at Sag Harbor Cinema.
Big music movie. You'll probably be there. But we did show a little bit of Barbarella. The great director Roger Vadim did that when Jane Fonda was 30 years old, and the reason I bring all this up is
was she that old? I thought
she is in a new documentary that's streaming now called Body Parts, and they interview her about that. First of all, like Austin Powers, she was told all of her nudity was going to be covered in some way, either by words or titles or or hair or something, by her husband who promised. That didn't exactly happen in every scene. And she said she was kind of embarrassed by it, but she also says in this film she was drunk through the whole shoot. That's how she had to do it. And boy, do I relate to that with this show.
The fumes coming off. No, he's just kidding. But you know, Jane Fonda and my dad were neighbors. You know that Bridget Fonda and I are both. It was 3 houses. There was the Fonda house, there was the LeRoy house, and there was the Hayward house, as in the movie Haywire.
Haywire.
And that was Leland Hayward, the Uber agent.
This is Beverly Hills, I'm guessing, or
Bel Air. And my dad was Jane Fonda's first boyfriend, and she writes about it, and she was very fond of him. That's why she left with it. Yeah.
She was Fonda. Yeah.
She was fond of him, but that's why Bridget Fonda and I are both named Bridget. We were named after Bridget Hayward, who tragically committed suicide when she was 20 years old.
Mike, you should have told me this.
Oh, you didn't?
You're in charge.
I knew this. I didn't share this.
Yeah. But anyway, so my Jane Fonda story pounces on your Jane Fonda story, ba-boom. So
hey,
there you go.
Who better to tell us about a tag sale this weekend in Hampton Bays than Mike Clark?
Oh, so I got to put on my reading glasses.
Oh, those are different glasses?
I got.
All right, you get those ready.
I'll get these. Oh, I want to.
You get those ready. In the meantime, there's one
Mr. Clark, you're beautiful.
In Southampton. I want to tell you all summer long, somebody back on the staff has been going through all the tag sales on 27 East and wherever else
McCuddy
they find
has no
them.
idea what's going on behind him.
And
right now, so
they are, and there's a tag sale now. They get kind of rowdy.
Oh my goodness.
And there's one in Southampton at the History Museum's Carriage House. Thrift Shop is having an end of summer sale. Furniture's half off, huge inventory of depression glass. Any glass for me is depression. The vintage jewelry, tools, sewing collectibles, needlepoint. Well, there's just going to be lines out the door for this.
Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. No, but that's a really popular. That's popular every year.
I'm sure.
Big
Saturday,
one.
and good cause.
Yeah.
Saturday, August 31st at 17 Meeting House Lane. Now,
that's a big one.
with his reading glasses on.
Which
So
one?
we're on this one?
No, we just did that one.
We did that.
We just did that one. Do this one.
Okay, I'll do this one. So in Hampton Bays,
yes.
the Labor Day holiday huge end of season teak outdoor furniture sale.
Oh, tell me more.
Oh,
what are the dates?
It started on August 29th and runs up till September the 8th.
What kind of furniture?
Well, you have the dining room sets, lounge chairs, and the conversation sets.
This is how Huntley Brinkley started.
You know,
they didn't have Barbara Walters in the middle,
What's
but
this is
This is a conversation.
This is a conversation set.
So we have these there, right? So there are end of season discounts on everything, and so you just need. Should I just read you up?
Is this one of those places that's always like going out of business? This teak. I feel like we've seen this teak thing every single.
Yeah, the little signs
show.
all throughout the.
Yeah. Let's.
But the other one is the same one.
Yes, it's the same thing.
This is how they're on to us in the staff here. They know we don't read this anyway, so they do the same 3 sales.
Okay,
basically,
great. We're done. But listen, they're having a big laugh in there. But listen, this is awesome. On Saturday, August 31st, the Bridgehampton Art Affair is a huge big deal at the Bridgehampton Museum. I just drove by. They were setting it up. It's really fun. It's
the community
lots and lots
house.
of booths. Yeah.
Right,
No,
yeah.
not the community house.
The thing across the street?
The thing across the street from the community house. And
Never
it's
saw
right
it.
there. It is a huge, really fun event, and that's happening tomorrow from Saturday from 10 to 6.
Oh, tomorrow, the Saturday night, the thing that you alluded to a moment ago, Michael, is Christine Andreas. You said that, but it's
Yes,
Paris to Broadway.
And she's here at 7:30 Saturday night at LTV.
Sunday at the Clubhouse, it's Winston Irie. Am I saying that correctly?
That is correct.
Reggae
Mama,
Sunday.
I love you.
Reggae
We all love
Sunday.
you. And if you know
Oh.
Winston, when he sees you, he doesn't say hello. He says,
hello.
Yellow, yellow. We love Winston. And that's at the Clubhouse. And then what else?
This is one of my favorite places, and all weekend I highly recommend. She's been a guest on this show. The Baker House opened up its backyard. For years, you had to stay at Baker House to go back there. And I'm not just saying this because she's been on the show, but they do outdoor yoga in the back. But also this weekend through Labor Day, please drop by there for a cocktail, because it's like being in the Cotswolds in that backyard.
It's
I mean, you think
amazing.
you're in England. It's unbelievable. And Baker House is this place you've driven by a million times, has a tiny sign, but it's
like
definitely
the big kind of,
right
you
by
know,
the pond.
kind of brown,
Tudor
light
across
brown
from the pond.
color. Yeah, and it's amazing. And inside, I know that she's done some changes, but it is William Morris, Gustav Stickley, arts and crafts. The ceilings are amazing. Definitely go if you're a fan of
And this
indoor
Sunday, if you're
architecture.
watching it early in the morning, because they run the show at like 4:30 a.m., at 8:30 to 9:30, there is outdoor yoga.
Oh, wow.
So I like to just watch. No.
Eric and I spent a
Not
night.
because I'm creepy, because I just can't do those bends and poses.
Eric and I spent a night at Baker House way before, is it Antonella took it over? Is that her name? Yeah, and we got really hungry in the middle of the night, and I made my husband go back to our house in Amagansett and cook me chicken nuggets and bring them back. That's my
love,
memory of
ladies and
staying
gentlemen.
there.
That's love. And that
fancy
man,
house.
And he did it.
Oh, yeah.
that man is insane and really
he
needs
really
to
is.
seek help.
So much help. It's endless. Anyway, but we have 2 minutes left on the show.
Well,
This is the last show of the
before we say
season.
goodbye and everything, let's take another look at the weekend weather, just to get our sponsors mentioned one more time, and maybe those checks will be in the mail. Here's what's going to happen this weekend.
This forecast is brought to you by sponsors like Canoe Place Inn and Cottages in Hampton Bays. Fine hospitality since 1697. More at canoeplace.com. And by Douglas Elliman Real Estate and the Elliman Insider with all the latest trends. More at elliman.com. And by the real estate financial expertise of the Melissa Cohn Group and William Ravis Mortgage. Let our family bring yours home. More
Fanciness of East Hampton. I feel like everybody in this town is an influencer. Selfie. She's taking a selfie. Oh my God. And I'm the least attractive.
This is where everyone gets their Ozempic.
I feel like this is a town that needs to be brought down a notch. East Hampton is a town where every woman over 25 is required to have a pretend service dog.
What, Robert Downey Jr. lives on Main Street?
Yes, he does.
Okay, that's essentially Sunrise Highway. Robert Downey Jr., if he were in Massapequa, he'd be living in a Chuck E. Cheese.
Bruno Guccianelli?
Cuccinelli. This is East Hampton Books.
Right.
Been here forever. The landlord here wants the mom and pop bookstore here.
What's the deal with the Blue Parrot?
Used to be owned by John Bon Jovi. I don't think he owns it anymore. He may. I don't know. He still pops in every now and then and plays his guitar and hangs out.
Okay, if I come here, what are my odds of me meeting John Bon Jovi?
Probably 1 in 10.
That's better than my odds of meeting Taylor Swift.
Yes!
You have one corner, you have Louis Vuitton, you have Prada, and you have Loewe or Loewe, or how is it pronounced? Loewe? Loewe? What is it?
Loewe. That's my favorite number in Spanish.
That's Loewe.
Bruno, what is it?
It's Brunello Cuccinelli.
Okay, and what did you ask them that pissed them off? Go.
I asked them if they had a shop at the outlet mall. They said no.
I feel like you guys are looking at me like you're about to call the cops. Yeah, let's just keep moving. So we're closing out at the Blue Parrot. There's no Bon Jovi, no Taylor Swift, but there's great people and great drinks. Good night, America.
Yes!
And good night, Hamptons. We'll see you next year. Have a great Labor Day.